Hi, my name is Wenda. I am 42 years old, 5'5", and I am currently at week 13 post-op VSG. My highest weight was 265 pounds. My weight at joining the bariatric clinic was 235 pounds. Surgery weight was at 178 pounds. And currently I'm at 151.8 pounds with a weight loss of about 2 pounds since last week. Now, I truly am starting to believe that the weight on the scale is pretty hard to monitor over the summer as to weight loss or weight gain because of the heat and water retention and it's just hard to tell, and I'm starting to really believe that weight loss is easier to gauge through the winter months or through cooler season, and that might be similar for your experience or different. I don't know. Anyway, I'm a mother of two. I have a 9-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter, and this last week I've been talking a lot with friends who are at the same stage I was at before deciding to truly start making healthy choices or changes that are needed to lose weight and activity. And some of my friends are not quite ready to make the commitment to make the change. And some of them are thinking about doing surgery. Some of them are thinking about doing it just through changing their diet or changing their activity. And I truly am a believer that we shouldn't pressure other people to make that decision, and that each person needs to make the decision when they're ready. It's not easy to make changes if it's for someone else. Anyway, as part of making changes and all that, I wanted this week to share one of my experiences in my life. I think that we all have different problems, different baggage that comes in our life that makes it hard to make the changes needed for losing weight. And in my case, I had a spinal injury at the age of 28 when I was 28 years old, and I was walking across the road, across a crosswalk, to go meet a friend at a restaurant. A car turned fast and hit me in my lower back and sent me flying across the road. As it turns out, the driver was the bartender that was working at the restaurant I was heading to. And even though I had a lot of people who stopped on the side of the road and wanted me to go to the hospital and do something to find out how I was, after being hit by the car, I was stunned, and I was concerned about my friend who was supposed to be meeting me at the restaurant. And even though I knew I was in a lot of pain, I didn't want to not show up at the restaurant, so I did everything possible to show up at the restaurant. And shortly afterwards, I went to a clinic to try to get checked out because I didn't have the patience to wait in the hospital to find out if I had any injuries. In my case, doctors kept trying to say that it was probably a muscle injury. And so for many years, I just went for massage. And as the pain increased, I found it harder and harder to do physical activity. And as the pain increased, I also started to eat whatever I wanted. Started to feel like wanted to feel better emotionally, so I would eat more and I would eat whatever I wanted. And I didn't want to do much activity because it hurt a lot more to do sports. Anyway, across the years, I ended up having 2 kids, and during the pregnancies, my neck pain kept getting worse and worse. And it wasn't until probably about 7 years after my injury that a doctor finally suggested doing an MRI. And at that point, I was losing strength in my arms, having a really hard time walking upstairs, having a lot of falls. And the neurologist at that time discovered that I had an osteophyte, or a bone that becomes enlarged because of a broken bone. So chances are I broke a bone in my neck when I was hit, and that bone punctured into my spinal cord. And I was told that if I had a slight rear end or a fall, that I could become a quadriplegic and they would not be able to fix me. And so with that news, I thought that I would get surgery right away. And I went to see a surgeon, but was told that with the wait list, I would probably be waiting about 10 months unless I lost the function of my legs or my arms all of a sudden, and then maybe I could get bumped higher up on the list. Anyway, as the month, I would say the next month or two progressed, my ability to walk upstairs got a lot worse. And I ended up paying at a private clinic to see a surgeon who agreed to do the surgery a lot faster. And I truly believe it was the right decision to make at the time, because who knows if I would still be able to walk as I am today. 3.5 years after that, I started having a lot of neck pain again. Once again, had a hard time walking upstairs, and I need to have another neck surgery. I should say both surgeries involved removing bone fragments and fusing my neck, and both times I was fused between C5 and C7, which has made it a little bit difficult to move my neck in certain ways and do certain activities. But one of the things that has helped me the most to have less pain is losing weight. And this, I would say about 2 years ago, I decided to have bariatric surgery because I wanted to do whatever I could possibly do to prevent myself from needing another neck fusion. And as part of the program, I had to wait for about 2 years to get my surgery date. And I made a lot of changes within my diet, as I've described in some of my previous videos. It involved a severe diet where I did a lot of removing of different things from my food, and I'm not really proud of how I went about doing it. But one of the things that I think has really helped me right now after surgery is that I went about reducing my sugar and increasing my protein and getting myself used to drinking water instead of drinking juice. So I cut out juice and cut out pop, and those would be healthy changes that I think have benefited me after surgery. Anyway, the main reason why I want to share this story about my neck surgery is because I honestly think that we all have different personal struggles that can affect our weight loss, our ability to exercise, or our ability to change our diets. And some of it is physical, some of it is emotional. Sometimes it's hard to make changes because we're going through a lot of personal pain. And I want to encourage all of you to either, if you need to make changes towards losing weight, to make the changes when you're ready, and to reach out to people who can encourage you and not push you to make changes when you're not ready. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye for now.